Welcome to our course on spyware and keyloggers. I'm Laura, and here with me is Ammon.
That's right.
And we're really excited to be your instructors for this course.
We are.
Now, I'm just ready to jump right in, so why don't we just get started?
Let's get started. What are we going to start talking about?
Okay, we're going to talk about spyware and keyloggers, which are widely used today by hackers to help them gather information about the user. During this course, we are going to take a good look at spyware and the activities it performs, different types of spyware, and of course, the countermeasures needed in order to prevent hackers from utilizing these types of technology against your company.
That's really important.
Yes. We will also take a look at different types of keyloggers. There are 3 different types of keyloggers that we see used in today's environment: hardware, software, and kernel driver keyloggers.
That's right. Now, we want you to walk away with an understanding not only of what spyware and keyloggers are, but also how they're used and how dangerous they can be used against you. Now, you'll also need a solid understanding of countermeasures used against spyware and keyloggers. A good pen tester or ethical hacker cannot perform his or her job properly without understanding the countermeasures for all of the hacking techniques used against today's computer systems.
That's right, yeah. So what is spyware? Spyware is a software program that runs in stealth mode. This is the key behind spyware. You generally don't know that it's running, and you need another piece of software in order to find the spyware that is set up and installed on your PC. Now, spyware is also known as spybot or tracking software.
Spyware is utilized to gather and record sensitive information available on your PC or entered while using your PC. Spyware can be used to log all keystrokes and passwords that we type in on a daily basis, and in all the web pages that we go to, like things like email, web searching, anywhere we have to log in to our computer. That's where that spyware is going to become really prevalent, because it's used to gather information of things like your bank, and it's going to record that information that you provide when you visit your banking webpage.
That's right. And spyware can also be utilized to perform complete surveillance on any user of that PC. You may think that spyware almost acts like a private investigator, except spyware is a lot cheaper.
That's right.
If you have screen capturing software installed, spyware could utilize it to record various screenshots or even record the entire screen. Now, if you have a camera set up, spyware can make use of that camera to record the things around you.
Now, one thing that we haven't mentioned yet is how the hacker gets the information from your PC where the spyware is installed to their remote location. And this can be done through various means. The most common way is a simple communication channel that is opened from your PC to the system the hackers have set up on their end. So remember, if the communication channel is open from your end, then it's going to bypass or go through most routers, firewalls, and other security products. This communication channel, it's really important because it could communicate back to an FTP server, send an email, or be a direct channel to the hacker's PC that is looking at the data on the fly.
Yeah. There is a difference between legitimate tracking software and spyware. Yes, we have all installed legitimate tracking software at some point in our life. If tracking software is installed with your knowledge, it is not spyware. There are a lot of applications, many of which are included in Microsoft software, that will request to collect data related to that specific application and allow it to be sent back to the vendor. This is normally done to help improve the application or find and fix faults that only you as a user can create.
Now, many of the websites that we visit will also install cookies. Okay? A cookie is a small file that's placed on your PC by a website that really is normally used to store information that your login information, preferences, or any other personal data that you may need for a quick and easy reference when we go back to those sites, right? The cookies that we allow can gather information about your online activity and even your antivirus software. They're going to report back to the vendor the information that's been requested. Some cookies are used to report unknown files and extensions that are analyzed to help determine really if there are any new types of infections in their software.
Right. All of these types of software contain some of the exact same characteristics as spyware, but they aren't spyware.
No.
Because you accepted and acknowledged their presence during the installation, this become known as tracking software.
Right.
Now, did you really read the privacy agreement? Oftentimes, the fine print of the privacy agreement that none of us ever read will tell you about some of the tracking software they have included in this fancy, expensive software that you just purchased and installed to help make your life easier.
That's right. Keep in mind that if you know about this, you can really normally change the settings of all of these applications to completely stop that tracking, or to choose exactly what you're willing to share with the vendor. And many of the larger companies are really already being very clear about what they're doing with this information and making it easy to know exactly what is being shared. Think about the applications that you and I install on our smartphones and tablets, right? Remember that agreement that you have to accept in order to install that little application?
Right.
It's amazing how much some of these apps need to control or have access to in order to run. The free apps can be very, very dangerous.
Yes, and another type of legitimate spyware would be applications such as child monitoring software. Of course, there are many types out there, but one example would be Trend Micro Titanium Maximum Security Program. It includes a section for the family that will allow you to prevent your children from viewing inappropriate websites, limit their time on the internet, and even prevent certain types of programs from running. Now, the program will send you a report about what your children are doing online so that you don't have to look over their shoulder all the time. Which
That's
is a
really
good thing, yeah. This software can be very useful for parents to help protect their children from dangerous online predators.
So here's the bottom line. Spyware is always installed without your knowledge. There's no privacy warning or agreement for you to read and click OK. That's the big difference.
That is, yes.